I guess I figured out from years of going on tour with my band that the only reason that I was really, what I was searching for was just a place for cool music. When we would go on tour, I went to lots of record stores constantly. That's where I spent all my time. And I was like, well, if I'm going to be in Little Rock, not touring anymore, then I need to, create an environment that I feel comfortable in. So Gandhi always said, become the change you wish to see. So that's what I'm doing. It's been a lot of word of mouth. I don't really have an advertising budget. So the main thing was get some records in that other people aren't getting in. And the people that like good music tend to communicate and congregate together. So, and then also bands, bringing their CDs in and whatnot, and knowing that they can sell them here. So that's been pretty cool. The general public's addiction to television and corporate radio prohibits quite a bit of free thought. So it's kind of a new concept for people to come into a store in this town and see music that they're not getting, just see things that they're not being marketed daily. It's like you have to come in and actually have some context of taste to grasp a lot of the things that I have, and it's a stretch for some people, but it's starting to emerge. I can feel it starting to happen a little more. A lot of the local stores kind of hide local music. It's on the counter that's least visible, or behind the counter. It's kind of like local music isn't held up as having much value. And as you can see here, I have over there, I have Arkansas music front and center, and I think that's important. And I like to think that I have a pretty good knowledge of the history of the music that I have in the store and whatnot. And it's not just a sheer commodity for me, it means something more than just, if I wanted to just put things in here that sell, I'd go load me a truckload of Christina Aguilera's and Britney Spears in here, but I'm looking for something higher than that. And I think that comes across in the people that shop here are looking for the same. I give bands advice as far as how to record and where to spend their money and put their energies. And I found that a lot of bands around here are real hesitant to put it out there, or they present it in such a way that they're still hiding it, Just ultimately, if you're talking music, try to make something that pleases yourself first and foremost. And then if other people like it, then that's just a benefit. Everybody knows that rock and roll came from the fields right around where we are. Originality in music comes from, or at least in rock and roll, hip hop, and modern music, it all goes back to fields. It goes back to slaves working in fields, pretty much. And a hope, a message of hope through people made from people who are incredibly oppressed. And you see white suburban teenagers making pretty angry rock and roll right now. Maybe they're being oppressed in a whole new way by their gated communities and things like that. During the whole Clinton years, it was really amazing to watch just the excitement of I guess Little Rock was kind of put on the map through all the coverage of the presidential races and whatnot. And I think the whole the unraveling from all that is still taking place. I think if the musical community comes together here and lifts up their local scene, I think there's going to be more and more tourism coming into town and whatnot. So if bands from here, can have self-respect, I think they'll be respected from the outside. I think there's going to be a bit more of a focus on the culture around here, like with the Clinton Presidential Library coming in, Heifer International's building their world headquarters downtown. I think when people come looking for culture, if the local culture here, I think if the bands have something ready to present to them, that they'll sell it. And I think a lot like it happened in Austin after LBJ was president, you know. And then the same thing happened in Georgia after Carter. There was a real unraveling. And that cultural boom is still taking place, you know, Athens, Atlanta. And I think the similar thing could happen here in Conway, Little Rock and whatnot.